Welcome back to another episode of Charts on Demand brought to you by TradeSnyper. We're going to have a very interesting episode today as we are covering the crypto market that is continuing to crash and crash hard. We're also going to take a look at some stocks, AMC, the Dow, Evergrande, and we're going to look at crypto bubbles and a couple articles. So let's get into it. Right now, Bitcoin is, as we speak, falling. If you tuned into the past episodes yesterday and the day before, we've called this drop. It's dropping pretty heavy. As you can see here, we're at the end of this triangle-looking structure, and I see a red change in the trade sniper on the 45-minute, and that just we're showing a lower level time frames just to kind of get a little bit more detailed into what is actually going on. It's starting to look like it might break below 40K if it doesn't get any support soon. And it just really looks like a huge mess. There's a lot of other factors going into the crypto market that I think people are really scared about, and we will get into that later. But for right now, the trade sniper is bright red, which is indicating selling pressure. And as you can see, it is starting to happen already. Let me try to find my arrow and point out exactly what I'm talking about. So as you can see here, we did get a little bit of support, and TradeSniper flipped green. It jumped from the bottom. It bounced off of about 40K, and it bounced to about 44K. That is a dismal bounce for what just happened with the market. Absolutely. Oh, I almost want to say catastrophic, but I don't want to get too crazy. The fact that it didn't even get up past to like 45,000 is very alarming, and now it's selling off even more with no real bounce. That is not good for Bitcoin. As we peek into some of the higher time frames, as you can see here, Trade Sniper's blue. That usually indicates the end of the rally. If you note where the arrow is here, the rally, when it went to about 43.5, it flipped blue, and then now we're getting a sell-off. So we're just kind of hanging tight. Again, I would say probably a no trade zone. If anything, it would probably be a time to buy Bitcoin and just dollar cost average down if it drops below 40K to 30K or whatnot, or 35K. That's the safest play. I wouldn't sell here. It's just a tough call considering all the factors. But as we jump into some of the higher time frames, as you can see here, the trade sniper has flipped blue. If you look at the last time it flipped blue on the cycle was up here, and it's just been selling off like crazy. Not a good look for Bitcoin. Let's take a peek at some of the higher time frames here. The 3 hour, yeah, the 3 hour hasn't even flipped any colors yet. So if this is to flip to blue or red, it's going to be a problem. We're just going to hang tight and just kind of pay attention to what's going on with Trade Sniper. Again, Trade Sniper here is green, where this indicated the bounce. This represented this little bounce that happened, but it could be short lived. And we're going to check the daily now, some higher time frames, and let's see what the daily's looking like. Yeah, so the daily's red. It looks like there could be more selling pressure, and it's just really not looking good with Bitcoin. If we take a look at crypto bubbles, a lot of people like this. Bear with me, my computer is still lagging. It's, every time I put on the software to record the screen, it lags. So I'm going to be trying to fix that. As you can feel, it's overheating, but no worries. The entire market is absolutely crushed. Um, it's just incredible. I mean, some of these are taking HBAR Hedera hash graph has taken a 30% drop. I mean, there's literally nothing. I mean, AVAX and Solo, a couple of cryptos here and there, have been bouncing, but it just looks absolutely terrible. Speaking of Bitcoin, going back to Bitcoin real quick, it's just hanging on. This is a big drop here. As you can see, the Lucid SARS on the top of the candle. That's also not good. Most of the time when they're on, well, all the time when they're up here on the top of the candle, it's going to indicate some selling pressure to the downside. When they appear on the bottom of the candle, it indicates buying pressure to the upside. So that's good. It's just kind of pinging back and forth as we go to some of the lower level time frames. Right now, it's just at the end of this triangle here. If this was to break, I would say that they would. I would say it's going to go below 40K if this breaks today. If this gets support, it could shoot back up, but again, it's really all going to boil down to what's happening here, and it's again not looking good. So I wanted to take a look at Ethereum also. I wanted to point out a couple things that I'm noticing. As you can see over here, the last time the TradeSnyper flipped red, this happened. It fell and it bounced, and then it just kind of was pinging back and forth, and then eventually plummeted down to about 2,000. So I'm assuming that if this was to break below this general area here, this support area, we're going to go back down and test the $2,000 range. So that's where I'm going to say is most likely going to happen with ETH. So that's that. Let's take a peek at the 4 hour and see what color TradeSnyper is. Yeah, so it's green, uh, but it's bent, it's bending, and it's just looking bad, like something is about to happen, and a big drop could possibly be in the mix. So, yes, very careful with any sort of cryptos right now. Almost expecting another big drop as it's sort of happening as we speak now. So a lot of people are asking me, how can I get this indicator? And I could get this. I could answer that question right now. This indicator is called the TradeSnyper. When you get access, it will sync up right to your trading view charts. It works on all cryptos and stocks. It's going to flip colors. Just a quick explanation about how it's working. If you want to follow along real quick, as you can see with the 4 hour chart, for instance, let me try to get my arrow back here. And so right now, the colors are blue, green, hyper green, and red. And once it turns from a red to hyper green, as you can see here, yeah, that's when you're going to get a pump indicated right here. Let me get these a little closer to each other so you can kind of see what I am talking about. So I'm just going to spread this up. So yeah, so as you can see here, once it flips blue, that usually indicates the end of a rally, and there's a drop. If it flips red, there's selling pressure. Once it goes from red to green, you're going to get a pump, which is exactly what happened here. And as you can see, it flipped blue, and it dropped. It did flip green. It got a little bit of a pump, but it's just been red for a while, for days, and it's dropping. And then now it did flip green. As you can see, it dropped from you got support at 2,800, and it got rejected at 3,100 range. And now, as you can see, what we're talking about, it's dropping even faster. And I'm expecting this to turn red or blue on the 4 hour. If we check the 3 hour on ETH, I'll bet it's already turned red, and it has. And that's going to indicate possibly more selling pressure. If ETH was to break 2,800, it's gonna be a big problem for Ethereum. Let me check the daily and see what we're dealing with. We're back to the daily. Yeah, I don't know. I really think it's gonna come down and test these general areas here. So we're gonna leave this right here for ETH. I'm gonna just leave this here, and I'm gonna leave a price point and see if we are correct. I would say most likely testing the 1,600 to 1,800 area if this was to break, which it looks like it's about to. So that's Ethereum. We'll check. So here's how you get TradeSnyper. A lot of people are asking about how can I get this synced on my charts. Okay, well there's a couple ways. First, you could just go over to Patreon, type in TradeSnyper, and click this link right here. You could also shoot me a follow. I post content about crypto and stocks all the time, and it's very interesting. We make calls like this, and we're just using these calls based on TradeSnyper, and it's working, and we're right most of the time. Just click this link right here, and you'll get access to TradeSnyper. Or if you don't have TikTok, go ahead over to patreon.com and search TradeSnyper, and that's how you can get the access to it. You have to log in, make an account real quick, takes 2 seconds, and it's the price of a cup of coffee. So I'm not charging a lot for the access to it. I just want people to have this so they don't lose all their money on the cryptos. So let's take a look at an article for today. As you can see here, the Korean province has seized cryptocurrencies from 1,661 investors for unpaid fines. They literally just came in and took people's crypto. It's really bad. South Korean province has seized cryptocurrencies worth over $5 million from over 1,600 investors who were more than $12 million in arrears on their fines. So they just took it. That's disgusting. You got to be careful. You got to hide your private keys. I don't know how they got it. They must have just got their private keys and just went and took it. So that's the dangers of crypto. If you can't secure it, they can just be taken, and that's just not good. So let's take a look at some stocks now. I know we're breezing through these videos, but it's it's I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter nowadays and get more volume of videos as opposed to the length duration. So right now we're looking at AMC. We made this call on AMC that it was gonna get to the bottom of this triangle, shoot up to the top, get rejected around $50, and come back down. And that's exactly what happened. If you want to check me, go for it. Go back to some of my old YouTube videos, and we made this call here when AMC was looking like this, and it was before it pumped. It was about here, and I was talking if this held, it was going to shoot up, get rejected, come back down. That is exactly what happened. So that's not good for AMC. I'm expecting a little bit more downside, most likely down to the bottom of this triangle here, and then we'll reevaluate. I would say about $30 it will probably fall to. So that's that. If it falls down below $30, it's literally going to be a big problem for AMC longs. This whole area, $17, 15, 16, 12 has not been tested. So as you can see, I mean, this run up is just absolutely insane, unsustainable, and unrealistic. I know there's a lot of people who might disagree with me, saying AMC's to the moon. Uh, I don't think so. I literally think it's going to have to at least come back down and test the bottom of this triangle and then go from there. It might ping back up, something like this, and then down for some more downside. So here's what I'll bet will happen. I think it might get support at 29, shoot back up. Oh man, my computer's so laggy. Shoot back up, and then what'll happen is it'll probably get rejected here again, and then down for a bigger drop. So let me just do this, and I'm expecting this to happen. Something like this, a rejection, and then back down here. I wouldn't be surprised if there would be a bull trap where it would shoot up past here and then go down from there. So we're going to leave this here and check back on AMC in the future. Okay, how about the Dow? A lot of people are looking at stocks, not just cryptos. Here's what I think could happen with the Dow Jones. Let me just move this here over so we can kind of see it a little bit better. I apologize about the lag. Just bear with me. The Dow Jones has broken this plane, this grind line that it's been on since May 2020. As you could see, where's my arrows? As you could see here, it tapped this grind line. Right here was in 2020. This was the Corona virus scare, and it did break it, but then it got picked up. The plunge protection team came in and they said, "Hey, we gotta protect this." I'm going to so laggy. I'm going to I made this prediction here where if this doesn't get support pretty soon, it's going to completely get shattered, and that's this might be a little bit unrealistic, but I could see this happening if things don't change very soon with the market, and this is a 25% drop. That's what I'm sort of expecting to happen. We're going to take a look at Evergrande, China Evergrande Group. Now, this is what I wanted to point out. A lot of my followers hear me talking a lot about descending triangles, and this is the perfect example of one. If I could get it to show, and it just looks like such a mess. We're gonna have to show it on a monthly. There we go. And this is the descending triangle we are talking about. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so as you can see here, with a descending triangle, it's just pinging back and forth, and it's pinging back and forth inside the triangle. Once this triangle breaks, it just completely shoots back down to hell, pretty much. As you can see here, I mean, this is a major drop. The last time it did shoot up was August of 2020, and I want to just point out that this was I believe 90. I already have it, a 90% drop from that price point, 94% drop from that price point. So that's terrifying. It's already down. It's down another 6% today. The entire market's pretty much cracked. A couple stocks that are actually doing good. Uber. we're going to go ahead and take a look at Uber real quick and show you how you could use a TradeSnyper to make these calls. And let's look at Uber on the daily chart here, and then we'll probably call it a day. So as you can see here, the TradeSnyper, once it flipped from blue to green, this is the time that you would want to enter. And right now, this was an 11% upswing, which is great. Right here, we could have gotten in probably yesterday or the day before. As you can see, yes, on the 17th was when it flipped green. See, this is actually flipped green 3, 4 days ago, and you could have got in right here at 38 and rode it all the way up to this $45 price point. Uber was also in a descending triangle, and I'll show you guys that here. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say most of the time these triangles will break to the downside, and then we'll go back up and test the bottom of the triangle and get rejected. I just wanted to modify this real quick. Yeah, something like this, right here. Uh, Trying to get as many touch points as possible. I'm thinking it's right here. There's a good chance Uber is going to get rejected by the bottom of this descending triangle if it doesn't continue, and I think Uber will probably fall more if this does get rejected. So we're gonna put that price point here as a rejection, and we'll check back on that in a couple days and see if we are right. Let's make that red. Okay, cool. So be careful with Uber. I wouldn't buy it now as the breakout's already happened. If it doesn't get through this triangle, it's going to drop. So let's take a quick look back at Bitcoin and see what's going on. Yeah, it's falling. The crypto market looks like absolute trash. Let's take a look at ETH and see again where we are. Yeah, it's falling and it's falling fast. ETH, it's just this looks terrible. Um, yeah, if this breaks, it's going to be a big problem. It's on pretty much the last leg. So yeah, that's not good. I would just say no trade zone. As we look at some of this, like Tezos, Hedera Hashgraph, they're already taking 5% drops. They dropped about 17 to 18% yesterday, and another 5% today. I mean, that's just a lot. Bitcoin's falling below 41.8. That's really bad. If 40K was to drop, I mean, it's just going to be an absolute nightmare. And again, I would just be very, very careful. One last look at crypto bubbles to see what the heck is going on. I mean, the whole entire market's just cracked. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much to do here. You just want to wait. People are talking about buying the dip. I think that's, again, I said yesterday, probably a bad idea. Unless you're looking for a short-term scalp, which most people aren't. They're looking to buy the bottoms. I don't recommend buying dips. I recommend buying bottoms. You want to determine when it is bottomed and buy that and hold. Okay, that's the move. You don't unless you're a day trader. If you're just an average retail trader saying, "What the heck do I do? I have my Bitcoin." I would definitely add to your positions if you bought like higher positions. Selling here makes no sense. I would literally just continue to add as it drops even more and hope for a big bounce to get out. So and get out after the big bounce if that's what you're looking to do. Long-term hodlers again are you're not going to sell the bounce. You're just going to hang on to it. So this here looks like it's forming into a descending triangle. I'm going to modify it. It looked like a bull flag, but it is looking like it's about to break. If this plane breaks, we're going to see some big downside for Bitcoin. I would assume it'll probably go back down to 36K range if this breaks, and that's going to be let's see, that's going to be another 10% drop. So I would wait if I were you to buy it. You could probably get it 10% cheaper. If not, you could buy the breakout if it does, but I'm not expecting this to hold. So let's check back tomorrow. Again, if you try to get the TradeSnyper, I would follow along and be watching this very, very closely. As you can see here, if this is to flip, if the TradeSnyper flips blue here, it's lights out. We're gonna fall fast, and I'm gonna sit and wait until that happens. I will update you guys tomorrow on what is going on. If you want to get access to TradeSnyper for your own trading view charts, go ahead and go over to TikTok and follow me, or go to patreon.com, type TradeSnyper, make an account. It takes 2 minutes, and you can get access that way. All right, we're signing off, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.